Hello, beautiful, and welcome to the Prosperous Womb and 7 profit mistakes that keep women coaches from making 7 or 8 figures in their coaching businesses. In 1997, I was an accountant working with my grad school professor, and we were doing taxes. We were doing taxes for a lot of minority women-owned businesses, small businesses. And I noticed that a lot of these women were making a lot of gross revenue, thousands of dollars, $75,000 a year, $80,000 a year, $150,000 a year. This was in 1997. And yet there was zero profits. So when the women would come in to do their taxes, I would talk to them and say, tell me about your business. And they would tell me about their business. And I realized, you know what, there's a market for women. There's a gap in the market where women think revenue is making money in their business, or that they're focused on sales and revenue, or just doing the work, or maybe just billing by the hour, not realizing that they're leaving millions of dollars on the table. So I talked to my professor and I was like, hey, I'm helping you here doing taxes, but I would really love to do some profit consulting work because it would help me in the next couple of years to prepare for my CPA exam. And he said, sure, you can do that. So on the weekends, I would host what I call profit explosion workshops for these women. And we'll talk about the expenses, the P&L statements. I'll walk them through it and explain to them the difference between sales and profits, and the difference between creating a profit-based business and a business that is incrementally making profits. You see, for them, they would have $80,000 a year in sales or $200,000 a year in sales, but their expenses will also be $180,000. So the thing was, how do I support them to create exponential profits and incremental expenses? At the time, I wasn't partnering with God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. At the time, I was just using basic accounting logic, as an accountant preparing to become a CPA. Now, fast forward, more than 30 years later, we're here with coaches. I was a spiritual life coach, and I was working with a lot of women who happened to be entrepreneurs. And I started to partner with God, with Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit to support my clients to see what they needed in their lives. And I realized, it's their business that's causing them the problem. And it's because they're making a lot of money, but they don't know where the money is going, and they don't see profit, so it's frustrating them and causing issues in their relationships with their kids and everything else. So how can I support women to understand fundamentally not just what a P&L statement means, but to really use their profit and loss statement to create a profit-based business that gives them the space, the creative space, the time space, the energy space, the money space to be there in their relationships, to be present with their husband, with their children, to have space to spend intentional time with God, to actually make real profits, because that's what business is for. So over the years, being a coach, from spiritual life coach, relationship coach, to now business coach 5 years ago, is identifying 7 things that I have seen by looking at profit and loss statements, looking under the hood of your accounting, or just looking at a business. I can spend an hour, I can spend a minute with you on the phone or in an email and identify where in your business you're sucking the money out of your business, and where in your business you're killing your profits, and what you need to do to pick back that $1 million and put in your business and off the table. So let's talk about this. The first thing is that we want to focus on profit, not sales. A lot of coaching businesses, accounting businesses, even accountants focus on revenue. And when people come into a sales conversation with me, or I'm giving a workshop or whatever it is, my question is, how much money did you make last year? And people tell me what they got in sales. And I say, I don't care about your gross sales or your net sales. I care only about your net profits. And they go, oh, phew. Well, if we're talking sales, I made $1 million last month. But if we're talking profits, probably like 1,200. How is that possible? Because we're sales and revenue focused and not profits, because we're chasing validation. We love big numbers, but we're scared of big numbers when it comes to selling, but we love receiving big numbers without asking for it. So the thing with sales is that when you have your gross sales, you have to subtract everything else you spent in your business from there. You also have to pay your taxes, your insurance, and all the things that come with business. So you want to focus on profits, because when you look at profits, you land at net sales. Okay, so wherever you are in your business, identify when you're pricing, when you're packaging, when you're creating a niche, whatever you're doing, do it from a focus of profit, which is After sales, after expenses, after taxes, after this, after I pay my mortgage, after blah, 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 what remains? That's the amount of money that you made. So profit focus gives you a space to create enough money to price accordingly so you make more than enough to do the thing that you actually want to do in your life, because business is not our whole lives. We want to travel, we want to write books, we want to spend time with our family, we want to buy a home, we want to do this. That's what we do. The business just supports us to wrap around our lives. That's all. It's like having a job and the job pays you money, but you're doing something you're passionate about that pays you money and supports you to be a leader in the world. So profit over sales. Profit over sales. And I'll dive into this into other videos where I go deep into each one of these 7 elements to support you from an accounting perspective, what your coaching P&L statement actually means for your business. The second thing is, I see a lot of women, they come to the Prosperous Womb and they tell me they have 20 people on their team or 10 people on their team. If you're selling a high-ticket coaching offer for $50,000, why do you have 10 people on your team? Do you need anyone on your team other than maybe one person? Well, you know, in my mastermind, everybody has at least 20 people. It gives us a space to be, you know, to distance ourselves from the business and not be in the business. BS. BS. Eliminate everyone on your team in a very loving and kind and gentle way, whichever way you have to do it, compassionately and generously. But the team is bloated. So I invite you today to look at your business. Do you have a team? Where is the team bloated? Where do you have 5 people doing the same thing? Where do you have a CFO, a CMO, a blah, 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 OBG, or whatever it is, OBGYN, I don't know. What are all these titles? What are they doing? How much are they bringing to the business? If each person is not bringing $500,000 in, they need to go. They need to go. So look at your profits and your expenses. Look at your sales. Look at your everywhere. Where are your biggest expenses? Is it team? And how much relevant to profits is each person bringing in? Cut everything down. Cut everything down. Focus on selling high-ticket coaching offers. And then when you're ready to scale with low ticket, you can bring in a team, because now you have the profits and the money and the space to actually create that for your clients. Okay? So eliminate the bloated team. That's where profits are going. The third thing I see is you're sending your money to the IRS for free. I'm not asking you not to pay your taxes, okay? But I'm inviting you to look at how much money you send into the IRS. I had one client who said to me, oh, I just sent a check for, you know, maybe $250,000 or whatever, just so I can get a refund, because I loved getting refunds when I was in corporate. So I just want to get a refund. I know it's more than I owe. There's nothing I can even say about that is kind. So identify what you're sending to the IRS, whether it's annually, quarterly, whatever it is that you're choosing to do with your accountant. Identify how much you're sending so you don't overpay your taxes just to collect a refund. That's an employee mentality, okay? As a business, you're probably gonna get a refund anyway because of your business expenses and everything that goes into being a business. But do not overpay your taxes just so that you can get money back from the IRS. You are cutting into your profits. The IRS should never owe you money. If it owes you money, you're sucking the life out of your profits. The third thing is, the fourth thing, you're not reinvesting in yourself. When you make money in your business, there's certain skills, certain mastery levels we need to get to reinvest in ourselves. And there's also personal development. And the reason why I say this is because what you want does not matter. Who you want to be is what matters. So invest in who we want to be so that the byproduct of that becomes making millions of dollars in our businesses. When you invest in what you want, there's a cap to what you can create because you outgrow the thing that you want. Your desires are going to grow and evolve as you become who God is calling you to be, as you grow to the next level of your growth and development in your business. So invest in that person, her, so that she makes better decisions and aligns with God for that wisdom and insight to create higher level packages and transformational insight for clients that they pay more for. Okay? Reinvest in the business. You are the business. Your greatest asset is you. What you know and who you're being about the thing that you do. okay? The fifth thing is that your prices are too low. And this is not something your CPA is going to tell you, probably. Your CPA is going to talk to you about your taxes and, you know, your P&L statement, print it out, give it to you. But your pricing, if you want to make $1 million in your business every quarter or every month, it has to be realistically tied to how much you're charging. If you're charging 10K and you want to make 100K a month, you can't. Because even if you sell to 10 people and you remove expenses, you haven't made 100K. You've made the balance of your net sales or your net profits. So people say to me, oh, I made 7 figures last month. Did you? Was that your net profit? Because you make what your net profit is. You make what your net profit is. So raise your prices, not just add zeros to a number. Always sell the highest level value service that you have. There's always someone in your audience who wants the highest level value. The reason why we don't do that is because we're intimidated, we're scared. We think, oh, we're not good enough to sell $200,000 to that person because she's a CEO or she's doing this. She's not with you because she wants you to be a CEO. She's with you because of the gifts God has given you for the thing that she's come to you for. It has nothing to do with how much money you've made in your business, okay? When I started declaring that I was going to have this program called God Made Women Millionaires, the women that I was working with, I wasn't even making a quarter of what they were making. But they were not coming to me because of my income. They were coming to me for the skills that God had put in me and the transformational insight they could get from working with me that would catapult them to their next level and 10x and 100x their income. They didn't give a damn about how much money I made. They still don't. And nobody should ever care how much money you made. Nobody should ever care about your life. They should focus on the skills that God has given you exclusively for them. That's going to make them better. What's in it for them is what they care about. So raise your prices. Stop playing little chicken foot with 10K offers, 25K offers, because that's what the coaching gurus are grooming you to sell, because then they can put you their next funnel to their next thing. No, stop clicking the funnels. Focus only on what God has called you to do for the people He's called you to serve. And I guarantee you it's not a 10K, 25K, or 50K offer. Do what God tells you to do, because your best high coaching clients are on the other side of the obedience to God. So I don't know what number that was, but I have a few more to go. The next one is that you're not asking for the sale. You're not asking for the sale. You're afraid to ask for money. You're afraid to tell people the investment to work with you because you think it's too much, because you have a giddy up about money. You have a hang up about money. Here's the thing, asking for the sale the old way, where you have to manipulate people, overcome objections, do all the things, is dead. It's a new era where you get to understand your clients and what they want, what's important to them, and focus on what matters to them the most. Create and midwife the gifts and value God has given you for them, package it at the highest level for them, and then offer it to them. Make that offer to them in an email or wherever. You talk about it in your messaging which properly disqualifies anyone that is not for, okay? That's not for that offer. And talk to them. They're going to raise their hands, ask for the sale, and sell themselves into the offer. And when you get into the sales conversation, it's just to see if you're a great fit. So ask for the sale, because it's not like you have to overcome objections and fight battles and climb the walls and scale the tower. You're not a damsel in distress, who's tangled in her hair, locked herself in a tower, and needs to be rescued. You're a leader who's attracting self-led clients who move fast without excuses because of how you show up in the world as the person that God has called you to be. Ask for the sale. It's eating your profits, because you make 5 sales a year at 10K offers, and then you wait until you don't have any more clients and you go look for more clients, and you're always chasing the next client. Ask for the sale. Raise your prices. Invest in yourself. Focus on profits. Lose the bloated team. And then another one is your messaging is killing your profits. You're not saying the thing that needs to be said because you're afraid to be canceled. You're saying, you know what, I'm faith-based, I partner with God, but I'm not going to use the word Jesus Christ because I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want to do whatever. I've been using the word Jesus Christ since the first day of my business. And I have attracted atheists, people who are ambivalent about God, people who love Jesus. And the funny thing is, when everybody works with me, they end up falling in love with Jesus. I don't teach about Jesus. I'm a coach, I'm not a pastor. But somehow, when you say the name Jesus, it lands and resonates in a way that might happen a year from now, 2 years from now. I see former clients talking about Jesus, and I'm like, So I'm not here to like recruit people into some Jesus camp. I'm here to give you the thing that God wants me to give you. And in giving you that thing, there's a reason why you were attracted to me in the first place. When you knew I was faith-based, you knew I partnered with God, Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit. You knew my messaging probably excludes everyone that does not want to hear about God or Jesus. And yet you came into the program, into the offer, knowing that God was calling you to this moment, because you were created for a moment like this. So say the messaging that needs to be said without being afraid of offending anyone, because God is doing the work through you, and you must exclude the person that God did not create to work with you. Stop chasing people God didn't ask you to chase, and stop doing things God didn't ask you to do. These are the 7 ways you were killing your profits. I don't remember what I channeled just now. I don't remember what I said, so you can go back and watch the video again. But these are 7 things that will support you to add millions to your business this quarter, this month, this year. And if you don't, come back and get your time back. Let me know how it lands for you.